Hello and welcome in, guys. Adam here, the Orlando drummer, and in today's video I'm going to be customizing a drum set on the Pearl eMerge. Now before we get started, you should know that the exact kit that I'm going to be modifying and creating today, editing and mixing right on this module here, it's going to be available at the link in the description. So if you have a Pearl eMerge and you want to download this exact drum set that we're going to be building today, you can do so at the link in the description. Hope you guys will check that out. So today what we're going to start out by doing is selecting a drum set that is the closest to the kit that we want to create. So for me, if I go into the Studio menu, so obviously we have natural, modern, electric, hybrid. If we go to Studio and we scroll to Studio number 5, this kit is called Mod Soul, and this kit is pretty close to what I have in mind today, but we have a lot of customizations and editing that we're going to do. But first, let me just show you what Mod Soul sounds like right off of the module. So to begin editing, all we have to do is press this button that says Custom, and whatever drum you hit is what it will bring up. So if we last hit the hi-hat, that's what's available. If you hit the rack tom, then it'll bring up the rack tom and you can edit that. So I want to edit the hi-hat first, and I already know from messing around with this that these are the hi-hats that I'm going to go with, but if you scroll around, you have plenty of other options. These are 14-inch Peisty 2002s. What else? 15-inch Zildjian K is what we're going to go with. Here's some 16-inch Sabian AAXs. But I already know that I like the 15-inch Zildjian K, so we're going to leave that as it is. We don't even need to hit the store button because that's what's default in this kit. Let's go up to our left side crash. So we have a lot of options here, and I love that you can grab and mute the cymbal on an electronic kit. It's so cool. Okay, so I want something maybe a little bit bigger, but just, I don't know, something a little stronger. Here's a 18-inch Sabian AAX. And that is what I'm going to go with. So this is a Sabian Ozone crash. If you haven't seen that crash, I used to play them years and years ago. Really, really cool cymbal. It's got very large holes in it. It almost sounds like a China, and they're really explosive. So even though this is a 16, I really like how much this thing explodes. Almost like a China. So that's what we're going to go with for our left side crash. Now, to save this, we just want to hit the button that says Store. And then it'll ask us, do we want to rename it? We don't need to rename the whole kit just yet. I'm just going to hit Store. And it will save it as Mod Soul number 1. Press Enter to store. Enter is your center red button. And it is saved. So now when I bring up user kit number 1, it'll say Mod Soul, but it's going to be the exact kit that was brought up as the user default kit under Mod Soul, except now I've edited and stored the crash. All right, so let's continue to edit this kit. Again, we're just going to hit Custom, and then we're going to touch the surface that we actually want to edit, or the pad. So now let's go over to our ride cymbal. Brings up our ride. It tells us that default, we have a Peisty 22-inch 2002. Let's scroll through and see some options here. Zildjian Caro. Cool. I really like this one. It's a 22-inch Zildjian Kero. Apologies if I don't know the exact name of what that cymbal is in real life, but I like how dirty and dry this cymbal is, so we are going to stick with that. Again, we just hit Store, Store again, press Enter, And now that is saved into our kit. So far, we've only edited basically our two crashes, or our two cymbal pads. Check it out. Cool, cymbals are done. Let's work on our snare next. So again, we just hit the button that says custom, tap the snare and it brings it up, and we have a lot of snare options built inside of the Pearl eMerge. So let's explore a little bit. Now I can tell you, I really like how this 12x7 soprano maple sounds. I'm a little biased because I already play a 12-inch snare on my main kit, but we're gonna go ahead and save this snare as it is. Now keep in mind, we're gonna tune this drum. We can change the tuning within the module, so if you just don't like how high or low the actual tuning is, you can always change that. You just wanna listen for the actual tone, so I really like the sound of that. So let's go back into custom. We've got our 12x7 soprano maple snare, and now we can edit this actual snare drum. So first thing, let's see if the snare drum is loud enough, because we can actually change the volume of the snare itself under instrument level. Right now it's at 90%. For the most part, I think those volumes, just the regular instrument level, that's gonna be pretty dialed in off the bat, so I don't think we're gonna touch that one. Now, as we twist this knob to the right, it scrolls down this list, and this is a long list of things that we can edit inside of each pad, really. So we're gonna leave the level alone. Transpose, I don't wanna transpose it. That would be more like, I think on a keyboard, if you wanna transpose the keys that you're actually playing. We don't really need to go that in depth in today's mix, but for tuning, this is gonna be a fun one to mess around with. So let's select tuning. And now we'll tune this drum up, or we can also go down. You can go into the negatives. 0 is sort of the baseline. You can go negative 100 or positive 100, tuning the drum. So let's go up first. And we'll go way, way, way down, below 0. So I like it a little bit lower than it is naturally. It's a 12-inch drum, so you can go pretty low. Let's go negative 25. That should be right around where I want it. Cool, I like that a lot. We're gonna hit store. And keep in mind, you don't have to store these each and every time you make an edit within a menu. I'm just doing it to show you that's how you do it. But if we hit custom again, we're on our snare, hit edit, back in the same menu again. So decay is an interesting one for sure. Let's see what this does. See how much it shortens the sustain of the drum? This is almost like you're putting mutes on the top head, right? When we turn the decay down, it would be like adding more mutes to the drum, shortening the decay or lessening the amount of decay. And already we're just super, super choked out. So we know we don't want to push this setting too far. It's hilariously choked out. Yeah, we don't want that. But let's just go for baseline. Do we think that at 0, this snare has a little bit too much ring? Not really, maybe a tiny bit of dampening. Yeah, like negative 5. Let's go with that. That's totally fine. All right, let's keep going. Do we want to pan this drum? Well, given that it's a snare drum, no. I'm gonna leave that nice and centered, so totally fine. Compression editing. This is a sub menu, so it's going to open some new options here. Sensitivity, attack, and level. Now, we can press exit to back out of this. If we wanted to just turn on the compressor to see what it sounds like on, all we have to do is select the compressor on and off. It goes over to the on menu. We select that, go back. Now the compressor is turned on and it has default settings built in. And right off the bat, that is way too much compression for me. So let's just see if we can adjust the sensitivity of the snare compression. Okay, let's go to attack. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not liking where we're going on this one. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn our compressor off. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I know that we have the ability to compress the entire kit, which might be a better approach for this particular mix today. So we're going to skip compression on the snare for now. If we wanted to EQ, you can tell that the EQ is actually already on. Volume is up, input is at 100%. It's got a low gain. So there is an EQ actually already on this snare. And let's just see if we hear anything that we might want to EQ. I'd almost like a little bit more low mid. So what I'm going to do is go to low gain is at 3 decibels. Let's go ahead and turn that up. There we go, just a little more body. I like that. And let's see, maybe we just turn the mid gain up by a half decibel. There we go. I'm happy with that. Cool. We'll just exit out. And remember, we can store this at any time we want. Let's see. Instant ambient max level. So I don't really want to mess with the ambience necessarily because we have the option here with our ambience meter to go ahead and adjust the ambience anytime we want. So I prefer to adjust the ambience or the reverb overall in the entire kit instead of just, permanently locking in something on the snare. So I'm going to say we're done with the snare for now. We're going to go ahead and save the snare as it is. Let's play our kit, what we have so far. Super happy with what we have so far. Let's move on to our toms. So again, we're gonna hit custom, hit our rack tom to bring it up. This is a 10x7 crystal beats. Now we can scroll through and explore some other toms just to see what we have. Honestly, I'm happy with the 10x7 crystal beat. One of the reasons that I selected this ModSoul kit to begin editing was because I already liked how a lot of these sounds were, within the kit itself already. So the 10x7 crystal beat, that's totally fine with me. But I do want to edit it a bit. So let's go back into this same menu and see what we're working with. Instrument pan, first of all, it is set to -8 towards the left side. Totally acceptable for a pan setup on rack toms, right? So you'd want the smaller tom just to be slightly to the left, and then we'll pan to the right as we get further into the toms. Most of those pan settings are probably already built into this kit, just how this one was. So we're already set slightly to the left. That's totally cool. Now let's go down to compression and see if we want to adjust anything. We'll turn compression on. And then off. So I definitely want to keep the compression off on this one, but I do like the slight muting that's in there. So maybe we can find a way to shorten the decay just a little bit on this thing. Yeah, and if we go up, here's decay. I want to turn that down just a little, just to give it the slightest bit of muting. Right, a little bit too much, but you want to push those boundaries, sweep it around. Let's add some decay, which the opposite of decay would be sustain, right? I'm gonna just mute this the slightest bit. So we're at -5 on decay. We'll go ahead and save that. Now if we go to tuning, this is where we can obviously tune our tom to go a little higher, a little lower. Let's explore. I like it up just the slightest bit, so we're going to leave that at +10. For the instrument level, let's see how it sounds against our snare. I do want that just a touch louder, so we're going to bring that up 5%. Yeah, I like that. We'll go 86. And let's keep moving through our menu here. Now we do have the ability to EQ. Might be a good idea on our rack tom to just toy around with some EQ. Let's turn our EQ on and see what we're working with. I know I like a 5K boost, which should be in the mids. Let's see what our high. High is at 10. Let's go to mid frequencies. We're gonna put this to 5. 51 is no problem, save that. And then we're gonna turn our mid gain up. See just that little bit of body that comes in. 1 decibel of boost right around 5100K. Cool, I like that a lot. And I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Whoops, put that back. There we go. We'll store everything we have so far, just so we don't lose anything. And we'll go back into our menu. All right, we'll leave EQ alone for now. I really love how that sounds. So we tuned up a little bit and we boosted right around 5K. That's an EQ preference that I personally have. Let's see what else here. Now we're down to the full kit. We don't need to mess with that just yet. And ambience is good. Okay, so let's go on to our second tom. On all we have to do, we're in the edit menu right now. We just hit our second tom. Brings it up. That is obviously the 12x8 crystal beat. I know I'm gonna leave that tom alone, but again, you could cycle through if you care to, but we're gonna keep it on 12x8 crystal beat. Now we can hit edit, and what I want to do right away is sort of adjust some of the same things that I did in the other one, just to keep our tom EQ profiles relatively similar. So I'm gonna go to the mid frequency. I'm gonna set this to right around 5K, 5100 is fine. Mid gain, and let's bring this one up to where we had our other EQ. Now I'm feeling like we need a little bit of body in here, so let's go to high gain at 10. I'm gonna give that a ½ decibel. Cool, 1 decibel at 10K gives us just a little bit of high-end snap, which we're gonna need as we move to the larger drums. They tend to be less attacky. So we're gonna go ahead and store that one. Enter to store. Good to go. Okay, now let's go down to our floor tom, and we're probably gonna do something similar, but let's explore. It is an 18x16 crystal beat. That is a big floor tom. I almost might want to pick a tom from a different kit. Let's explore a little bit. I like that a lot. That's a 16x16, really traditional sounding floor tom, but I'm wondering if we can tweak it from here. So let's just edit. Yeah, well, let me keep exploring. I don't want to rush and make a decision. Let's keep moving. That's a 16x16 reference pure. The wood fiber might be my favorite. Now I love how that sounds, to be totally honest. It's just a little too different from the current toms that I have. So maybe the 16x16 crystal beat is the move. I think we're gonna go with that. Now I do want to tune this drum down. So let me go ahead and edit, and we'll go up to Let's see, to tune. And let's just start tuning this down a little. A little too low. Let's head back up. I'm going to shoot for a -10. That works for me. Okay. Now I know I want a little bit more volume. Floor toms just in general tend to be a little on the low side, so let's bump this up 5%, just the instrument level. '86, that's a good sweet spot. All right. Now let's keep moving here. Now the transpose is set to +4. Let's explore that. I actually like that a little bit lower. We're gonna leave that alone, that's cool. Let's store what we have so far. Store, open our custom menu again, select our floor tom, back in the edit menu, that quick. Okay, so for EQ, let's do some similar things that we did before. I don't necessarily need the 5K boost on a floor tom, but the highs I do like to mess with. So let's just start tweaking right around 10K. That gets attacky really fast. We're gonna leave that at a ½ decibel boost there. Let's see, anything else we wanna do in EQ? I'm gonna say no, make sure it's on, duh. Now, as I'm cycling through my toms, I can hear that this middle tom, it might not have saved my EQ. Let's go ahead and double check that by hitting custom menu, selecting our second tom, hit edit, go into the EQ, and make sure that our EQ is turned on. It's off. That's why I'm hearing that. There you go. Right, see all that snap that comes in? That was the slight boost in the mid, and then the slight boost in the high. That's what I wasn't hearing. Much better. Those toms sound a lot more matched to my ears now. So we're gonna save that setting. Boom, and our toms are now EQ'd. All we have left to do is our kick drum. So we're gonna hit custom, smash our kick, and now let's see what we're working with for some kick options. Oof, that's a powerful kick. 2216 Masters Maple. Man, that's a really modern kick. I'm not sure if it's the sound I want on this kit, but man, it does sound cool. I do like this, but I think I'm going to want to keep cruising here. And now we're out of the real kick territory. That was the 2216 Masters Surface. Let's keep that in mind as we continue to explore. interesting. That's my favorite so far, the 2414 wood fiber. Now, I did not play 24-inch kick drums, basically ever, but I like how this sounds, and we can edit it from here. So let's go ahead and store our 2416 wood fiber. Okay, got that stored. And now let's open up our edit window and do some things. So we can transpose it. That might be the closest thing to changing the actual size of the kick drum. Let's see what this does. That's way too high. Let's go down just for fun. Ooh, this one's really sensitive. I'm just gonna leave that at a 0, right where we had it. Let's go to tune, see what we can do here. Cool, a little bit snappier as we bring that tuning up. I'm gonna go ahead and save that one. Instrument decay, this might be pretty relevant on a kick drum. It's already at a -8, that's default within the kit itself. See how much we shorten it when we turn this into the negative? I'm actually gonna leave that at a +5. I really don't mind a little bit of decay on the kick drum. Panning, we're gonna leave that at centered, obviously, no problem there. Compression. Let's go ahead and turn compression on and see what we have default. Yeah, that is way overkill for me. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off. And let's save what we have so far. Store, yes. Cool, custom. Bring our kick up, hit edit, and let's go to EQ and just see what we have built in here. So the EQ, we're gonna turn that on first. Input trim. Give that just a touch again. Let's see. Now, the question is, what do you hear, before you start toying with things, do you hear any EQs that you might need within this kick drum? Honestly, I would say low end, if anything. It's plenty snappy, it almost sounds pre-compressed. So let's go to our low frequency, it's at 100 hertz. I'm gonna bump that to 200. A little more of a beef territory, there we go. And it's already cranked to 9 decibels. I'm gonna leave that alone. Mids, we have 200 as well. Let's take that up to like 1,000, like 1K. There we go. Right, a little bit more meaty, right? I actually like how that sounds. Cool, I am digging that kick drum sound. To be honest with you, I'm gonna save as is. We're good to go there. Okay, so now let's open up our custom menu again. And now if we just hit edit on any drum at all and we scroll to the bottom of this menu, here we get into kit parameters. This affects everything that we do. Now, the kit ambience level, keep in mind, you've got your ambience slider over here. So you have control over this. This is gonna essentially affect the overall mix. So it's like the lowest amount of reverb that you can possibly have, even if your ambience meter here is all the way at the bottom. So for that reason, I'm not gonna touch the ambience of the kit, just because we have full control over it here at all the time. Now, this is a really cool feature, the thing that we can do, adjusting the mic placement. And this is sort of universal, right? It affects everything. So if I hit mic distance, we're at 3 meters. Here we go. Let's turn that up. 18 meters is a little bit overkill, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put it back to 3, save that. The type of reverb is a very interesting one. Let's mess with that at the default setting of a 3-meter microphone distance. Some fun stuff. That's wild. So, okay, let's see. Rich Hall, that was the other one worth trying. Fun, but not what I'm going for. We're definitely going to stick with plate reverb. That's the most normal sounding reverb. Let's go up to 6 and see if that's a reasonable adjustment to make just on our mic distance. I actually like that a lot. It is a little reverby, but I don't mind a good room sound within my regular mix, so we are gonna keep that for sure. Let's see, MFX Edit. I do not know what this is. Let's see, ooh, here we go. So these are, oh, these are the actual reverb settings. Very cool. Wet level, let's experiment with that. Oh, cool. So we can soften the reverb here. I'm going to turn this down from where it was in the 30s. Cool, it's a little more mild. I'm going to save that at 24. Store. Cool. Okay, let's jam a little bit and see what we're working with so far. Now, if I'm being honest, as I play this kit back, the one thing that I notice is that the snare just feels a little bit too cranked for me. So let's bring this up. We'll edit our snare and see if we can go adjust a couple of things. So first, let's try the transpose tool, or the setting. Whoa, that is sensitive. Cool, I actually like that a lot. That's really cool. We're gonna save that. Just brings that whole volume down a little bit. And I'm feeling like we need some snare compression, but not a lot, just the smallest bit. So let's go ahead and turn this compression on. I remember this was way overkill by the default. Yeah, that is absurd. So let's bring some things down. Sensitivity, way down. Let's go to attack. Bring that way down. And those are only 3 parameters, level, attack, and sensitivity. Now, it did make it much quieter, so let's bring our level up. So the level helps, but it's still, honestly, it's like over compressed still. Let's keep cranking these settings lower. Let's toy with attack a little. Cool, I like that, but we still need to get this volume back up just a little to make up for that compression. Cool, I am a happy camper. Let's do one more jam just to see where we're at on our full mix. I am super happy with that mix. I hope you guys like it as well. If you want to download this exact kit to put on your Pearl eMerge, check out the link in the description. It'll take you over to Pearl's website where you can download all of the parameters, all of the modifications and customizations that you see me make in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to using this exact mix and this exact electronic kit in some future videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Adam here, the Orlando drummer. Huge shout out to Pearl for making all of this possible, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.